Hello, my friends. Welcome to a very special playthrough of Crusader Kings 2, a Game of Thrones mod. This is all in celebration of the Game of Thrones Season 7 premiere that was yesterday. What a premiere that was. Very excited for this coming season. I can't even begin to describe to you how excited I was. There was a build up to the whole thing. Marathoned a bunch of episodes, and it was just very, very good. And I love this game, and I felt like it would be a really good idea to just go ahead and do a playthrough of one aspect of this game. If you've never played Crusader Kings 2 before, you might be a little bit confused. I'm going to do my best to explain the game as I go along. This A Game of Thrones mod is probably the closest that you will ever get to an actual Game of Thrones game that is very authentic to the feel of how Game of Thrones is. Less grand in terms of battles, but in terms of strategy and in terms of how political things go about. It is perfect for Game of Thrones. So I've done a lot of thinking about what scenario we want to do, and I've decided I want to do a scenario in A Feast for Crows, because that's kind of where the show is, taking a little bit of a departure from the books, sort of living out the end game, so to speak, with all of this. So A Feast for Crows, and I've been doing a lot of thinking. I want to do a character that the show doesn't cover. Sort of a new look for fans of the show who maybe haven't read the books, that sort of thing. So we're actually going to do a character that is book exclusive. And so if you haven't read the books, I'll kind of give a little bit of as much of a background as I can while I'm thinking about it, because the mod actually covers more of the book than it does of the show. And so we're actually going to be playing as Lord Aegon of Rain House, and this is not an easy one to play. I've actually never accomplished any of my goals whenever I play, so this could be a massive, massive failure, but I'm hoping it's not, and we can hopefully do some good with this. Now, as you're playing with Lord Aegon, sort of his background is he comes from Essos, and he's accompanied by the Golden Company, specifically with Lord John Connington, and so he is he claims to be the son of Rhaegar Targaryen, who was supposed to have been murdered by the Mountain during Robert's Rebellion, and instead of being murdered, he was able to be smuggled out of Westeros, has grown up in Essos, being tutored and cared for by the members of the Golden Company, and specifically Illyrio Mopatis. And so in the show, he has the support of no one because he doesn't exist. But in the books, he is supported by a few great houses in the Stormlands, and also Varys, the Spider, the Spy Master of King's Landing. And so he has a claim on the throne through the death of Rhaegar. He's the rightful heir before Daenerys. He's actually older than Daenerys. And so let's go ahead and let this load in. We're going to play in Iron mode. We're going to leave some of all the other rules kind of default, how everything goes, and we're going to go ahead and get started. The purpose behind playing Iron Man is I don't want to be tempted with any sort of cheating. Not that I am above cheating, I just don't want to be tempted for this particular playthrough, because I have a tendency, if it's available, I'll use it. Now, as we sort of get started here, I'm going to zoom out so we can get kind of a broader view of where everything is going on. So over here is the Reach, where Highgarden is the capital. Dorne extends down here to the south, with Sunspear as its capital. And we are beginning in the Stormlands, and we're actually beginning with a siege that's almost completed, of Griffin's Roost, which is the ancestral seat of House Connington, which is obviously a supporter of Aegon. The Lord of House Connington is in the north with Stannis at the wall. So that's kind of where we're at with this playthrough. Tommen Baratheon is the king of the Iron Throne at this current moment. He has just married Marjorie Tyrell, and that's kind of where we begin. Now, I'm going to kind of set up some rules before I actually get started, or some goals, not really some rules, but some goals to kind of follow. The first is that obviously we need to win the Stormlands, because whenever I have played this scenario before, playing as the underdog, so to speak, is not ideal, and so having at least one region at your disposal is preferable. If Stannis loses his war with the Iron Throne before I can win the Stormlands, we're pretty much hosed. There's some events that trigger that we'll get to if we can complete this, but essentially the Iron Bank supports my claim, and I'll be able to sort of continue on from there with more men, more money at my disposal, and have a not an easier time, but a fairly less resistance time of going about winning this. So that's goal number one, is to win the Stormlands. Goal number two is to win the Iron Throne before Daenerys comes over and before Stannis completes his goal. And then goal number three is to actually marry Daenerys Targaryen. So we'll see how far we get along with all of those goals. Let's go ahead and take care of some of these alerts here at the top. Has some idle council members. Also want to do a little bit of rearranging, because right now Varys is our treasurer, and I don't want that, because although he has very good stewardship skills, he would make a much better spy master. And so I'm going to go ahead and have our maester serve the court, and have our septon perform charity. Hopefully get a little bit more money in the bank, which I don't have a lot of right now. Minor titles. Designated regent. I'm going to do John Connington. Good man. His grayscale, though, so that's one of those things. Now, we don't have very many fit fighters in our court, or even on our side right now, so that's going to be one thing we take care of pretty early on. I'm not going to take care of any of these because I really don't have any vassals at this point in time, so there's really no reason to go ahead and dole out. I don't really need anybody's approval at this point. Like I said, no vassals, just my lordship in Rainhouse, and that's about it. So commanders, I'm actually going to pull John Connington off because some of the game's mechanics don't allow him to. Oh, but first I'm going to recruit some more guys. So first step is going to be to pick a character focus. There's all these different focuses that you can do. I'm going to just do war because it improves martial and because we're at war. Change that every 5 years. I don't know that this playthrough will go that long, but we'll see. Choosing an ambition. I want to do one that's easy to attain, but also that is going to have some good rewards behind it. And I think we're going to do win the war. If we beat Stannis, we gain 1 martial plus 50 prestige. That's actually not that bad. The 1 martial skill point is actually good because it's a free martial skill point that you don't get otherwise. I'm not really going to worry about these right now. We're going to worry about marriage once we win our war. Obviously, I'm going to lose. My dynasty is going to lose our title once we die, until we can produce some heirs. So I'm not really going to worry about any of those. So the next step is going to be to recruit some new courtiers. So I'm going to go into find characters. I'm going to search all because I'm not going to limit it as long as they're in range and they will join our court. And then preferably I'm going to do men because it's much easier to have men lead armies than it is women. Let's see. First, we want somebody that is a good treasurer. Let's see. That looks pretty good right here. Arwen Musgood. Patient, brave, shy, and just. The arbitrary is not a good trait for a leader to have, especially for a steward. Master of coin, if you will. Diligent. I think we're gonna invite Arwen to our court. He has a pretty good, not a good, but he has a decent liking of us. He'll come. That'll be good. We'll take that opportunity right there. Okay, now we want to do good commanders. I can get down with that. Bonifer Hasty, Master at Arms of Hadlow Keep. Is the uncle of Lord Byron of Hadlow Keep. Not a very good commander, but a formidable fighter. That would make a good addition once we actually have children that a Master of Arms can train, but also a good bodyguard in the meantime. Formidable fighters are not easy to come by. So I'm going to go ahead and invite him. He'll say yes. And then this guy, Patrick Errol, commander of Haystack Hall, is an organizer, which is beneficial, a brilliant commander, not a very good fighter, but a leader on the battlefield, and a 17 marshal. I'll take that. I'm going to go ahead and invite him to court as well. And now it's time to decide our troop movements, because I'm gonna sort of plan ahead here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna look and see if we can raise any more armies. I'm gonna combine this army and raise up this army at Rain House. Merge those. My goal, or what I want to do, is I want to siege down Storm's End, which is obviously the ancestral seat of House Baratheon, but right now it has been given to Lord Lomas Estermont to care for. And then I also want to siege that down on the mainland, and I want to have this army go north to Dragonstone, to siege Dragonstone down. Where Stannis is right now. The garrison there is not very strong. We'll be able to siege that down with this army right here, if you will. But I want to send out my council once we get those people in place, so I can see sort of where everybody has armies. Fog of War is kind of prohibiting me from doing that at the moment. So once I get those men in, I'll be able to rearrange those. I want to auto-stop plots. Where are we at now? Let's look at what we need to hire a mercenary fleet, because I don't have any ships right now. I only need 30 coins to hire a mercenary fleet, which is what I want to do. This guy is Tragar. He is Lysini. But he has 15 ships. I'm gonna go ahead and hire him. I'm gonna ship this this army off to Dragonstone. I'm gonna have them wait in just a little bit south of Dragonstone. I was gonna do maybe north, but I'll do a little bit south. If I can get kind of a visual on how much of Stannis' army is there and where he's going to send it. I'm gonna finish the siege right here for right now. Let's go ahead and play. I'm gonna click it up to 3 ticks. We finish sieging down Griffin's Roost. Really, I just need to win one major battle. That's it. One major battle will help the war score go up, and then the sieging that we're going to do should be enough to finish off Stannis. Ooh, okay. We could have done the ambition to become a knight and already accomplished that, but let's go ahead and become a knight. of the Seven Kingdoms. Alright, there is the formidable fighter. So Bonifer the Good. Arwen Musgood, which is the excellent. That's what we need. Okay. Arwen Musgood was the treasurer that we picked, so I'm going to go ahead and appoint Arwen Musgood to be a treasurer. Collect taxes at Rainhouse so we can get some income going. And then I'm going to trade out Septa Lemore as spymaster for Lord Varys. I'm going to build a spy network, and this is where we get kind of technical. I'm going to build the spy network in Dragonstone for the purpose of... Whoop, didn't click on the right thing there. So that's for the purpose of attempting... This isn't going to work, but I'm going to attempt to kidnap Lord Stannis. Because Lord Stannis is chosen by R'hllor, most of the time he figures out plots pretty quickly. I'm going to go ahead and auto-invite backers, see if there's anybody that can be paid off to join our cause. This guy, but 2%, not really worth it. Okay, good. Because I don't really have any money to spend anyways. We can go ahead and grant some more special titles. Bonifer can be a bodyguard. We haven't gotten the other guy in yet. Okay. Once the other guy joins our cause, I'll make him a commander. I'm hoping Stannis ships off this army right here. It's not a very big army. It's combining with some neutral armies to us. Stannis himself only has 12 men sitting on that island. Now, the other ones are neutral, but because of a game mechanic, they kind of combine. So if I engage war with these guys right now, it's going to be almost 1,500 men against 5,500, which is maybe good odds for Jon Snow in the Battle of the Bastards, but it's not good for me. So I'm going to go ahead and let that be for right now. Let's continue on. Hopefully we get a... There we go. That's what I was looking for. Let's go to our council and change out right here Patrick Carroll and Commander Raleigh Duck as well. Now, good. Stannis has embarked his army, and see these guys remain neutral. So once that ship leaves Dragonstone Sea, I will get my ship up there. Right now, I'm going to see. Oh, one other thing that I want to do. I want to find a commander that is a siege leader. Somebody to hopefully lead in my stead at Dragonstone. Someone that hopefully is not a terrible fighter. I'm not seeing any siege leaders. Some organizers. No siege leaders. There's one with 9. Well, that sucks. There's one with 10. Who's a brilliant commander. What's stopping you from having a good marshal, my friend? Trained fighter. And you're also enslaved. Definitely can't invite you to my court. Okay. Well, Clifford Peak. Looks like he's going to be the only one. And he's a craven. Not sure what to do there. Master Schemer. So right now there's nobody to lead that army over there. Organizer is not a huge benefit to me right now. It will be in the future. But I need somebody who can be a good siege leader. This guy has a Valyrian sword. Oh, Lady Forlorn of House Corbray. He will join my court. Proud and Wroth. That may be good to keep in mind. Just surprised there's no siege leaders up higher. Very strange. Very strange. Is Raleigh Duck? He is not, but he is an organizer. See, shouldn't have wasted my time with that. Okay, so here's the deal. Here's what we're going to do. We are going to put Lord Raleigh, not really Lord, Raleigh Duck in command right there. I'm going to command the flank. This army right here is going to be manned by Patrick Errol, even though he's not a siege leader, which is a deficit really on our behalf. I'm going to deal with it right now, and I'm going to have Lord Raleigh's army go this way. That'll be a good battle that we can win. And once Stannis' fleet leaves Dragonstone Sea, I will put my army up there. I just don't want him to change his mind. Oh, and he goes down south. That's okay, he has 22 men. Okay, let's begin the siege. Good. We won that battle at Storm's End. That wasn't a major battle. It didn't improve our war score, so we're going to have to win at least one more. Chief General John Connington. Sansa Stark has been found. She apparently has been in the care of Lord Peter Baelish since she vanished after King Joffrey's murder. She has now been revealed by Lord Peter, who no doubt has ambitions for the North. Now, Lord Cregan of Willow Hill, I'm assuming that's where she was found. Husband, Harry the Heir. That's very interesting. Typically, Littlefinger marries her to himself, so he married her to Harry the Heir, and I'm assuming that he's actually going to do something to get Harry on the seat of the Eyrie at the moment. Let's see where that takes him. Couple of openings on my council thanks to Ivalier Culling. I'm just gonna really pick the guys that are best suited for the job. There's a couple of them. Let's make sure everybody's in the right positions. Good to me. I could have my could sow dissent in King's Landing if I wanted to, just for future. But I really don't see the need to do it right now. I need to focus on the Stormlands, right? Okay, so I noticed something. We actually have an army of Lady Bran of Tarth right up here, supposedly fighting for the Stormlands, I'm assuming. Come on now. Oh. I can't click on it to view if she's actually in command. I'm assuming she is. So what I did was, they were traveling to Galemont. I started heading in that direction to cut them off. And now I'm going to actually head that way. 16th of May is when they'll arrive, in just a couple of days. And that'll be our major battle that we need to win. Fortunately, I had to interrupt the siege to make that happen. Here we go. We lost a few more men than I wanted to, but that gave us some good war score, which is what we needed. I just need to go back to Storm's End and continue our siege. See, this always ends up happening. Stannis finds out about the plot, which isn't that big of a deal. It puts it on hold, but it's still valid at the